All right, we are officially live with day 2 of our Builderall 5.0 immersive training. I'm so excited because we've already had one amazing day of training with Jackie. She went through and taught you guys about Cheetah and some of the new features that are in there and some of the old features. And then she went through super checkout and e-commerce and drop shipping. And boy, howdy, was that a lot to go through. And she did a fantastic job. And now today we are super duper excited because we're going to go through Terry's going to actually walk us through the Mailingboss 5.0, which is huge, you guys. This is a huge deal, but I'm going to put a caveat on there so you know it is still in beta. So Terry's going to walk you through as much as she can today on what you can do with the new Mailingboss 5.0, but also know that we're going to do a follow-up training that's even deeper training on how to do the tagging and how to do segmentation and automation and all that kind of stuff. So she's just going to do a core training today for you, and then we'll go deeper as we continue to work through the beta process and get you some great stuff going inside of Mailingboss. So before I hand that over to Terry, let's talk about some housekeeping stuff. The first thing is find that phone that you've got and put it on silent and put it over to the side so you're not distracted by something that might ring or you might get a text message or something like that. Just turn it on over so you can't even see the screen and put it right outside arm's reach so you're distracted. It's always important. Have a piece of paper. It's going to drop amazing. And if you guys have not had training on email lists before and how to get email up and running, there's a lot of terms in there that she's going to drop today that you probably want to write down because they're important tools for people that are learning how to build their email list and how to use it as a way to make money. Because we all know, if we've been in digital marketing, that the money is in the list, and this is very true. So what she's going to teach you is the foundation of your business, which is setting up that email list. So make sure you have a piece of paper and something to write with and you're ready to go. And that's really all you need to do. Just get rid of your distractions, have your paper and something to write with, and you are ready to go for today's training, learning how to use Mailingboss 5.0, including getting set up with subscriber lists, email sequences, and then opt-in forms and lead magnet forms and all that kind of good stuff. We're going to get you started today. And so I'm going to turn it over to the amazing and incredible and absolutely gorgeous Terry Stevenson. Thank you, Terry, for teaching us today.
Oh my goodness, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. It's really fun to be back in the saddle here. I only wish we could go as deep as we'd like to on the new Mailingboss because it is a wowzer of an update. It's a whole new platform. But there's enough here that we can talk about today to give you a really good foundation on how to really make use of this powerful tool in the Builderall system. You know, it is amazing only on its own. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's see. Let me make sure I got the right one here. Yeah, I think so. It looks like that. And we'll go ahead and, like I said, today we're going to talk. I'm going to move this out of the way a bit. We're going to talk about Builderall 5.0, and we're also going to spend a little bit of time talking about lead capture funnels and the opt-in features that's going to help you build your business and grow your list. Like Shelley said, the money is in the list. And there's no doubt about it. Don't ever let anybody tell you that email marketing is dead. It's not. And the one thing that I really love about the Builderall 5.0 platform, it has so many integrations and ways that you can level up. It's way more than just an autoresponder. So let's start, and we're going to try to learn about as much of we're going to go through the new Mailingboss dashboard. We're also going to take a look at a lead magnet funnel. Now, Jackie spent yesterday and showing you how to use Cheetah. So we're going to take a look at some of those funnels that you already have available for you right in Cheetah, and how you can how they integrate right into Mailingboss and really work well to, amplify your business, no matter what kind of business you're in. So we're going to just take a look at a couple of those. We're going to, I was hoping to show you how to configure your opt-in form to connect to Mailingboss in the new Mailingboss. But as you know, Mailingboss is in beta right now, and they're working furiously on it. So we're not going to go there today. I started this presentation thinking that we would be able to go through the entire thing today, but that's just not quite possible yet. So everybody, take a big, deep sigh and realize that we'll be back on Tuesday night training and go really deep into some of these things that we won't be able to talk about today in the new Mailingboss. So that's one thing that is a mistake on my slides. Now, like I said, the new Mailingboss 5.0, it's way more than just email. And we're going to start and talk about what is an autoresponder anyway. An autoresponder actually is a script, it's code that automatically replies to emails sent to a specific email address. Now, that I would say would be our old concept of an autoresponder. Because with the digital marketing today, we also know that we can automate our responses in so many different ways. It's not just about sending emails to your list. With Mailingboss 5.0, you're going to be able to passively send important messages to subscribers, whether that's with email or with text messaging. You're also going to be able to move those leads along a marketing funnel. It's not just about getting one-time messaging out, but with the strategy that you learn here in Builderall and with all the tools that we have, we can actually move them through a marketing funnel and control the journey, the sales journey that our leads are in. It's very powerful that way. We can send tailored messages to specific segments of your list. That means maybe you've got a list of 5,000 people, but you only want to send emails to perhaps a segment of your list that, I'm going to pull something out of my head here, that watched a certain video. You can create the system and the automation in Builderall to allow you to tag those visits on your pages and pull that information out and send them an email. So these are all great updates to just an email. You're also going to be able to generate income by driving engagement and upsells. And that's what we're all here for, right? I mean, I think we're all here to make money. And if you want to drive engagement for those sales and create those upsells within your funnels, you're going to do that automatically. Like what do we say here? Automatically. With the Builderall 5.0 Mailingboss. Now, some of the, we're going to be talking an awful lot about forms. Forms can be kind of confusing to some people, and it's really, here's where I really want you to take some time and understand the terms that we're using and how they relate. What's a double opt-in? We cover this all the time. And why is that important? A double opt-in is a system for adding those new contacts to your mailing list, but and collecting their emails or their information, if you're collecting phone numbers, that as well. But you're going to make sure they're good quality, actual real live people and not fake emails or fake numbers, which is only going to cost you time and money as a business owner. We're going to confirm those emails and require them to double opt in. I don't send out any lists without a double opt-in, and that's certainly the rule of practice for good entrepreneurs and digital marketers. And really with Builderall, we protect our Mailingboss and the system so well that you have to almost get special permission to even have a single opt-in. So one of the very first things that I really want to stress to you, you really need to do those double opt-ins to qualify and make sure you're working with very real people and you've got a great list. It's an extremely, extremely important thing to do. So I just can't say it enough. Now, another type of, like I said, the double opt-in, the way it works, someone subscribes to your email list, but then you send them an automated email set up in the Builderall system, in Builderall Mailingboss. Automatically, it goes to that email that they just submitted to you, and they have to click on the link and verify it. Otherwise, they're not going to get into your list. And that's the way that works. And you'll see on the side here, the left side of the slide is one of our funnels, and it's one of those confirm pages that have built into some of the funnels. I think this is the successful affiliate funnel that we have in the funnel club. And gives the direction right there on the page for you before releasing your ebook, because we're going to download an ebook in this funnel. They have to confirm their email. It's always important to get that email. Now, I'm gonna have to go out here, it looks like. See if it works a while now. No. Oh yeah, there it is. I confused myself. Sorry, you guys. Some of the advantages of the double opt-in, it eliminates misspelled email addresses too, because if they're not confirming and it's misspelled, it's not going to make it into your list. So that's another good reason to use it. And it also avoids those, I'm going to use air quotes here, accidental signups, or for people signing in, maybe signing in for somebody else that didn't really want to, a lot of fraud that way. And it's also necessary for GDPR, which is all of the privacy regulations around collecting data online. Now, that's extremely important elsewhere in the world, but it is here too in the US. I don't want to make light of it at all. I would just get in the habit. It's here to a certain extent, and maybe not as quite as stringent as it is elsewhere, but it's coming. So make sure you pay attention to doing those double opt-ins and following the rules of GDPR and privacy, and not spamming people and conducting your businesses as we all want to here as part of the Builderall family, as serious entrepreneurs. Some of the other advantages, you're going to acquire more qualified leads and contacts that way. If you don't have a double opt-in, you're going to get a lot of junk emails. People just make them up. I mean, when I'm testing certain lists, I'll do it if I see a sign up or a form in there somewhere and somebody doesn't require me to confirm my email, I'll put in a fake email and get whatever freebie there, or download or discount or whatever offer they're giving. So keep that in mind. That email is important, but you want it to be a good one. It also avoids any potential issues with GDPR, like I mentioned before. And it also, very importantly, creates stronger relationships with your new contacts from the very start. The very fact that somebody is going to the trouble of confirming their email lets you know that they are serious and they really do want your information, whatever, or see value in maintaining the relationship. And that is where it all really begins anyway. A mailing list is just a list of names. It's the relationship that they can hold that is going to make you money. So take the time to protect that list from the get-go and then build a relationship from then on. It's also going to improve your email deliverability. Now that's really important, and it can be really frustrating when you're first starting out and building a list that, a lot of your emails are going to spam or people don't get it. That's because you're going to want to warm up a list, get people opening up those lists, clicking on links, and that way it all raises that factor that increases the improvement of all of your email activity. It's very important. I'm so happy that Builderall goes to great extensive lengths to protect our lists and our business as affiliates too, because we don't want people that are breaking the rules and just spamming people. We want to work with serious business people and serious contacts, and know that our lists are worth the gold that they really are if they're a good quality list. So it's going to also improve. Oh, that one. All right. Now, some of the another common use for opt-in forms are welcome emails. That is one of the first things that you usually set up in an autoresponder, an automated messaging system. Is when somebody opts into your list, you're going to automatically send them a welcome email. And it's going to give you a chance to build that like, know, and trust factor that we build our businesses on. really and to develop that relationship with your clients right from the beginning, your leads right from the beginning, and you do that with a really good welcome email. Now, a welcome email is that automated messages to new subscribers or customers. It builds stronger customer relationships. It also converts to more sales and increased customer retention, because if they're really getting a sense of your personality, who you are as a business, and see value there and quality, that's going to keep them around along, and they're going to pay stronger attention to your messages. It improves the email engagement rates. So don't forget, or don't allow yourself to slip up and skimp on putting the effort into creating that welcome email. It's really an important part of building that relationship that's going to turn from just leads in your mailing list into clients or customers, and where you're actually monetizing it. You actually get 4 times more opens with an average open rate of 60%. That's worth writing a good welcome email, I would think. Think about that. 4 times more opens, average open rate of 60% just by sending a welcome email. Going to generate 5 times more clicks with an average click rate of over 14%. Now, if you take the time to really pay attention to these numbers when you're really putting together your strategy, you realize that few minutes that it takes to really compose a welcome list for every campaign that you, or every list that you do, is well worth that effort. So you want to think of that rather than skip over it. Take the time to create it and put some real thought into it. And it brings in 8 times more revenue per email. Now, another type of opt-in form is a web form. Now, what am I talking about a web form? Well, they're all web forms, actually. They really all are. But this specifically is a place, what I'm talking about, and you'll understand here in a minute, the distinction between a double opt-in or the autoresponder aspect of welcome emails and web forms. A web form is where a user enters the information, which is the double opt-in. Usually you always have to have the email address, but some other kind of information. But it could also be another type of input. It doesn't just have to be that email. Sometimes when we're new to digital marketing, we think that the only kind of opt-in is a single or double opt-in. But that's not really true, because any kind of that input that we are storing the values of, those field values of, for whatever purpose, is going to be a web form. And those include things like contact forms, where your business is allowed to ask, your visitors allowed to ask a question. This is and they actually specifically type in a question and send it to you. Now, that's the contact form that you can usually see in Cheetah. And if you remember, you set the links to go to whatever email that you want it to. It's not necessarily coming into the Mailingboss lists. So that's one type of web form. What we want to talk about, and I forgot I did that. I forgot I did that little graphic. You can find that. Jackie did such a great job, but I know she was flying through a lot of panels. You can do that right in the Cheetah Builder by adding elements, and you'll find the contact form, another type of web form, right there in the Cheetah Builder. Now, the email marketing form is different. It's designed, and it converts your website visitors into leads, and those into Mailingboss in a list. And it requires some kind of personal information. And just like the contact form, you can add those email marketing forms very quickly just by adding an element and pulling it into any page, any panel, and then configuring it to your list right there in Cheetah. That is so amazing. I just love the integration of the platform. Another type of web form, and Jackie talked about it yesterday too, is an order form. Think about it. An order form is the same thing. Your visitor is inputting data and ordering something. And it's sending and saving that information. So order forms allow your website visitors to place orders for products and or services. So you see, when we talk about web forms, we're talking about way more than just a single or double opt-in. And there you can see right there in Cheetah again, you can add that element and pull a checkout right into any page you build in Cheetah. That's how integrated and powerful this platform is. So when you think about it and you put Cheetah and Mailingboss right together, it is way, way more than an autoresponder. And of course, we also have registration forms. A lot of times people say, well, there's really, the only difference between a registration form and your email marketing form is, the name and how you're using it. A registration form is taking that same information and enrolls your lead into a service or an event. So you could also do, of course, webinar registrations. You could consider a booking on your calendar as a registration, and whether it's paid or not. And these are all different kinds of forms that are all integrated in one amazing platform at Builderall. And you just don't find it that often. And you certainly don't find it with the power that we have. And of course, here's some examples of those forms. You see the newsletter subscription form right there on that slide. That's already in a pre-made footer for you. How easy is that? You don't even have to know what form to put in there. You just pull that footer in and configure and set that to a particular list and configure it to your Mailingboss list, and you're in business. Or the calendar page, as well as the super checkout. Way, way more than just opting into a list. And then down here, we also have the survey form, which is used to learn more about your customers' experiences with your products and services. And that is really important when you're building your business. And I just love the quiz app, the new quiz app for this. This is really a game changer. And if you let the power of this one app that is integrated right into Mailingboss and integrated with Cheetah, you're going to really love to get around and play around with this app and make it work for you, because this is how you're going to be able to tune in to your clients and your audience's experience. You're going to be able to get feedback from them and actually learn a lot about what is successful and is not successful for your business. And it's very, very, very easy to do. You can do 4 different kinds of quizzes or surveys with this app: the personality and diagnostic, the trivia, the poll, and the survey. So I wanted to take a brief look at this. I know it's not inside actually Mailingboss, but it's connected directly to. It's such a powerful, powerful feature. It definitely needs to be used and appreciated. So I'm giving it some love today. So the quiz app assigns a value to your form inputs and allows you to calculate and assign a value. So you can weight the answers to your quiz. And then we also have the trivia, which you can set up with correct or incorrect answers and put a value for each. You can really have a lot of fun with this, creating all kinds of gamifying situations where you're going to be able to collect emails, build a quiz about a particular topic related to your list or a trivia, whichever one of these surveys that you want, and start collecting your emails and getting them in the list. Then you can go back and target them, especially since we can tag them with the specific interest that brought them into your list in the first place. It's really a powerful app. The poll is just like, I'm thinking like there's so many different uses for just about any business, organization, or you know, it doesn't matter. I can think of all kinds of ways just to use the poll. And you can use multiple choice, and of course, collect that lead. And then, of course, the reason I brought this into this discussion was for the survey application. Because if you're wanting to learn about your audience, or you're wanting to learn about your people that are coming, your current list or a group, a certain segment of your audience that you're talking to, a survey is a great way to do it. And this is so easy to set up. It's unbelievable. I really encourage everybody to get in there and play with it. And we have such a great funnel in the Funnel Club with that color funnel too. And it works with the quiz app. But now, I think, yes, this is the, I guess that's right. I should move that out of the way. There is a great training in the knowledge base on how to work with the quiz app and the survey. I think I did. I do want to take you in to show you. When we first got the quiz app, yeah, I'm gonna stop sharing here. I want to show you something here. When we first got the quiz app, I decided I wanted to give it a try, and so I built a very long. I kind of wanted to see if I could bulk down the system. I really kind of wanted to see how far I could push it. So I created a quiz app on the capitals of the 50 states and put it in a quiz app. But I wanted to show that to you so you could see what it looks like when you, with all the analytics and everything. So I'm going to share that screen with you and take you back into the quiz app. Again, yeah. That's it. All right. Are you? Yes, I think you're seeing that now. And as you can see, this is the page you come into. You'll actually have analytics provided. And I haven't worked a lot with this app yet, but this will at least give you a look and feel about how valuable this quiz app can be and how you can make it work for you. I'm going to take you to the quizzes here, and hopefully you can see here's my estate capitals, and I can edit it, but I can also copy it. So I've copied the link just by clicking on that paper, on that link. And I'm going to plop it down into the chat, and maybe somebody could put it on Facebook and people can see what it looks like and feels like, if somebody wouldn't mind. Let me see. Right there. And the nice thing about this is see here, it says results. Let me pull that up. You also get a chance to see how many people, responded and the answers. There's lots of analytics. And this is a long, quiz. I should take you into it. Let me see if I can pull it up here, at least show you. Are you seeing the state capitals now? I hope so. Anybody?
We're seeing the state capitals page and the button where it says start.
Good. I was afraid that I'd lost that screen. Thank you, Shelley. All right, and this is the way it looks, and you can see you just click through it. I'm not going to go through this, but then it gives you a chance to put an image in there. You have your question. This just gives you an idea of what it looks like. We can go through the next page. Oh, it's not going to let me because I'm in Zoom, I think. Oh, wait a minute. No, I know what I've got to choose something. Let's just choose one and it'll take it to the next one. And I'm not even reading these. Oh, looks like I'm missing an image here. I'll have to take a look at that. But as you move through it, you can go all the way through that quiz, and then it gives you those statistics. So it's a great way to take real knowledge tests, but it's also a great way to find out what people are interested in and get leads. I just think it's really, oops, now I didn't mean to do that way. I just think it's a really great tool, a great app, and I really encourage everybody to take a look at it, because if you're working in a specific niche, take some time, build even just like if you're just wanting to find out if people are interested in a topic, or their preferences over the way something looks. You know, this is a great way to do market research. Another nice thing that I love about this is that I'm going to try to see. There's the, I'm going to go back to the share this again. When you get this link, you can take that link and you can use that link directly on Facebook, put it in your emails. You can, you know, send it to do so many different things with this quiz and it'll track that for you. It's really powerful. So don't show you here too. Oops. My machine. You can edit it here, edit the funnel here. You can duplicate it. You can transfer it to someone else. So if you create a great quiz and want to share it with a team, this is a great way to do that. You can share the HTML and you can view the answers as well as delete it. So it's a very, very, very powerful lead magnet if you're trying to get feedback from your audience. So don't miss that gem. I don't have a favorite. I love it all, but this could be one of my favorites. All right, now I'm going to stop that share and go back, cover some more terms. I wish I could show you more of what's going on in Builderall, the Mailingboss 5.0, but they are still tweaking, and I can't work with any forms live in the site at this moment. So we'll have to do that again. I really hope everybody will be patient with that. I'm kind of out of our control. Okay, let's see. Where is there we go. All right. Just back up here. So be sure and check that out and check out that quiz app. Now let's start taking a look at the dashboard. In fact, I'm going to just cover here, and we'll go back in and look actually at the Mailingboss 5.0 dashboard live. But I want to make sure you know where everything is. I do love the way it's organized now. It's going to be so much easier when you know where to find them and when they get everything tweaked and working together all in one place. I love the new layout. So I'm going to close this one over here so I don't confuse myself. It's just known to happen. And under account, the first thing I want to show you, first of all, is the settings. And I don't want to start up here at home because I want to show you where you're going to add and how you're going to add your account info, domains, where you're going to find that important information. I don't think I made a slide about that. Under account information, you're going to have name, email, region, and lead score. I don't think I have to explain name to you, or perhaps even email. But region, what we're going to learn, talk about there is, went to the next one, didn't it? Huh, doesn't want to go. Where am I? Why it doesn't go forward? There we go. That's better. And you get into your account, and we'll be back into the new Mailingboss 5.0 account here in just a few minutes. You'll see a screen like this, and you're going to put your account holder name. It goes right in here, and your account email. Now that is the email that you're registering your account with. So it has to be, it's already filled in usually. You're also going to set your time zone, your language, and then we have lead score. And there are two fields. Lead scoring is a process of you assign a value to the leads when you're generating for your business. And we've got two fields here. One is the open value. So you're going to assign a value of some kind that you're going to award this lead when they just open their email. All they have to do is open it, and they're going to get whatever value you're going to assign to it. Now, the same is true for what we call the click value. If you have a link in the body of your email and you get a click, you're going to assign, that gives you the chance to assign a value and trigger that action to assign a value to your lead. And then that way you can begin to sort out who's your most engaged leads and your most engaged users in any kind of list. So that's where you set those lead scores on that. And then we also have domains. Now this is just a list, since Mailingboss 5.0 is new, this is my own list, but you're going to have the ability to see all of your domains, whether or not they're verified, the SSL, the security certificate authentication. And you can see I've been having some mine still processing. The creation date, which is the day that that domain was created and went live, and then updated, the update date. We'll come back into this because I want to show you some of this live in the site. Yes, in fact, let's go back in there now so you can see it. How's everybody doing?
I think so far they're doing really good. Very excited about the new Mailingboss.
Well, I would love to be able to show them some nitty gritty, but we are going to get to that as soon as it's all tipsy and tidy. All right, here's the Mailingboss 5.0. And as you can see here on the left-hand side, you'll have your main menu. And we were just talking about the settings. So I'm going to click there. And we're going to go to those account settings. And it brings up that page I just showed you. And you would fill in this page and then click update. Just like that. But I guess I can do some of this. I haven't done that. You can see, well, I'm not going to take the time to do this because this is one of the things that I don't even know which account I'm in. I think it's my training account. And then we have our domains. I'm going to go down here to the domains. And it's going to bring up the domains. Yes, this is the training account. And here's where you'll have all of your domains listed. And you can filter them by the domain name. That means you can come up here in the search bar and click, search for the domain name there. You can also, well, I've only got one in this account, so we're not going to be able to do any filtering with it. But you could filter here and sort up and down, that way. Here's your verified list, your SSL or your security license that is still processing. That's probably why I'm getting some error message, or part of the reason. They're still updating a lot of things in the new Mailingboss. And you can see that this was created on 8/31 in the middle of the night, which is this morning. I kept trying, and updated 6 hours ago. And you can find all of this located on your domains when you got them in the new Mailingboss here. And here, if you come over here to this drop-down menu, you can verify your DNS records. Let's click there. Oh, you see, this is one of the problems that I've been having. So we'll let them work on it. We're going to be patient. You can also see the senders. You can view the details and delete off of this side drop-down menu. So let's take a look at show senders, and it brings up whatever senders that we're going to. It's not saving anything I save is not being saved, so I can't show it to you. And you'll find your details here. These are the DNS records and those details. And please be patient. Remember that we will, as they get everything sorted out in the new Mailingboss, I'll come back in and do a Tuesday night training, and we'll go over this again. Repetition is good, but at least you'll know where these things are in the menu. They're not going to move anything on the menu, so we're safe there, guys. So we can at least take a look at the dashboard and how it's laid out. All right, so notice that from this domain field as well, you can also create a domain. So if you click there, you can pull in your company. If you have more than one company, in this account, I only have the one company, or I will only have one. It's my training account. And then you can create your domain name here. And all you have to do is put your domain name. Let's say I'm going to do, TerryStevenson.com. Although I do, that's already on one of my accounts. You would just type it right in there and then save it. You don't have to put in the HTTP. So that's how, and then save it. And that's how you create your domain in your Mailingboss. So I'm going to click out of there. Get a little sip. Now let's go to the sender's emails. And here's where you would set your sender emails. I do have one, and that's for my builderallgrandma.com. The domain name is the email is terry@builderallgrandma.com. That's domain that I use for my training site. So it's attached to this account. And of course, here's my sender's name. So when people, that way Mailingboss knows that when it comes from this account with this sender email, it's going to know it's Terry Stevenson. Here's my email. It was verified. It's very important to verify your professional emails. I'll show you how to do that too. Or I won't be able to show you how to do it, but I'll show you where to do it. When it was created and when it was updated. And again, here you have more that you can edit. If you wanted to edit that sender name or email and update it there. So that's where your sender's emails are. Let's see, where were we? Let's go over to the company information. This is very important. We're going to, I don't know that I have it filled out in my training account. Of course, I do in my personal account. So it's just reading default. So let's go ahead and create a company. So we're going to create a company. And let's say this is Grandma's Cafe. And the zip code, I'll just put my real one in there. You have to put your country code in there. This is registering your company in Mailingboss so it can automate that. So all of this information needs to be accurate, correct, and in Mailingboss and registered here. So this can be automated for you. So that's why we're doing it. We're going to call this, I'm just pulling something, Arts and Artists. Let's do, I won't lie about this one. I'm in Virginia at the moment. And let's do Charlottesville. Now I can put my am I doing? I'm putting the www in there. I'll put my Builderall grandma domain here. And oh, it's .com. And then I'm just going to put in a fake phone number. You would want a real one though. I mean, if I have enough numbers in there. I think so. You can put a fax in there too. I'm just gonna do this and cheat. It's not cheating. It's called training. We'll change something. And of course your address, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, any place. Oh. And then over here, these address formats, this is good information to display the list of, these are your address formats that you have available for you. But we're not going to be able to play around inside the system today, inside the new Builderall, because I tried all night long and I couldn't get it to work quite. So we'll do that again. So then you save it, of course, and it's going to save your, you can see, save your Builderall. Oh. Let's do sender. Do my sender name, my email. Let's just do. Builderall grandma. Save it, and then you see you have to register that and verify it in your professional emails. Now, where's that? Let's go back up here to custom email. You'll see that custom email there. And when you create your custom emails, here's my custom emails. You can view the right here in Rainloop. And you can view the email list and set up as many emails as you like, and then configure them. And I don't know if it'll work now. I was having trouble because it wasn't recognizing the. We'll see. No, it's not going to do it today. They're working on it though. Anyway, that's where you set up your emails, and you have to make sure that they're verified. I don't have my other. I have this email forwarded to a. In fact, I think you'll see here. You sit on configurations. I have my forwarded to my regular email in Gmail as well. So I should be able to reply to that in my email. But I don't have that open right now. I was trying to save on Windows, so I didn't bother to leave it open. Anyway, you can create that anyway. I know I'm not making much sense there. All right, so where am I? We're back in Mailingboss. All right. So that's the company. That's all the company information that you're going to need to have available, because you're going to need this recorded and going out with those emails. And for you agency owners or people that are managing more than one business, or perhaps you have several businesses, my goodness, Shelly has so many businesses she can't keep track of all of them most of the time. She's got lots of different business addresses down in her accounts, because each one of them has a different format for Mailingboss. You don't want, if I have a business called Grandma's Cafe, I don't want my emails coming from something that looks like it's coming from a pizza place, unless it is a pizza place, or maybe it's a yoga studio. It's not Grandma's Cafe. So we want to alternate these addresses for those of us that have multiple addresses, and you can do that right there on that page. Oops. I hope I'm making sense, because I have been up all night. All right, so we've gone to the company now. Now, let's go back up here to home. I kind of took you back there backwards, but I always think it's a good idea to get your company information into Mailingboss as soon as you can, because you want to make sure you've got that in there. All right, what can we do from the home page, from the home screen here in the new Mailingboss? Well, we can create a subscriber list. We can also see our lists. So let's go ahead and take a look at subscriber lists. We're going to go through this kind of fast because I can't really show the inners. They're not connecting quite yet, but I can show you what it looks like. This is your list, your subscriber lists, and your lists are all going to be here listed on that page for your account. You can filter it with a search up here. You can either use an ID number, or because each list has an ID number, and you can also filter it by name. You can toggle that up and down, reverse that order if that makes it easier for you to find something. That's the name of the list. How many, and you can see this is a brand new account. Builderall 5.0 is brand new for all of us, so I don't have any subscribers in here yet. But you'll see your total subscribers here. You're going to see your number of unsubscribers in this column. You're going to also have a column for yesterday's subscribers and yesterday's unsubscribes. So that gives you a good idea, especially when you're launching a campaign. You can get a feel from the day to day. You have a field that lets you know the creation date of the list and the last time it was updated. And you can see these lists are just not registering that I've been trying to update it. That's okay. So you can, these two icons here allow you to choose how you're going to see the list. I've got it in list format now. I can also switch it to a block format and see the same information. It's just laid out a different way. In the blocks formation, I can preview the form here, and I can see I've got a default form on this one. And that lets me see what that form looks like as it stands now. It's pretty ugly, but that's what it looks like. Of course, we have ways of making it beautiful. And let's see. And then you can create a list just by coming right up here and hitting this button here. And here you can create the list. We're going to add a name. Let's say Cherry Tuesday list. I don't know. We're going to make it a double opt-in because we don't do anything else. You do have that option to go single, but you're going to have to get special permission, and I caution you to do it. Only in certain circumstances would I do a single opt-in. And a double opt-out, I usually will go with a single. If they want out of my list, I don't want to make it hard. And then we're going to make a description of the list. Because you're going to want to make sure it is a good description, not just a fake one. Hit save. Okay, now we have a list. And it opens up on this beautiful page. I just love the way this works. And if you'll notice, we're off of the list data page now, and we're into the forms page. We're working on, at this moment, the default form. We could call this, we're going to call this a Terry Tuesday form, maybe. Because that's the name of the list. I'm just going to go ahead. Oh. I guess it won't let me do that there. I'm learning too. I can rename that though, or create a new form name. There it is. I was putting it in the wrong one. So, all right, so we've changed the list form name. And why would I want to do that? Maybe I want to use that form again. And that way, if I know what it's called, it really helps. Now, over here, you can see fields. And down here is all of your fields that we can choose for the opt-in form. what we're going to do right now, our form consists of 2 fields. We have an email field right here. It's required. You got to have an email field if you're going to have an email list, right? And the first name field right here. And those are the default fields for the default forms in Mailingboss. If I want to add a field to it, I have a list over here that I can choose from. And let's say I want to add, maybe I want their birthday. I put a date field in there. I can pull that over, drop it in. Now I've got to, oh, maybe it'll let me. That might, I'm going to delete it because that might be acting wonky today. Let's try a phone number then. We'll just keep trying until we find something that works. All right, that one did. You see, we pulled in the phone number. We probably would want to pull in that phone prefix. And if you'll notice, it's so nice now. I just love the way this easily can be structured to where you can move these up and down so easily. If I want that phone prefix up at the bottom, which I wouldn't want to, or phone, I can turn these around. If I want the phone, the first name first, which I usually do, I'm going to select that field and I'm going to pull it up. And if you'll notice on these field boxes, you're going to have the name. You're going to have, this is what the field, that's like the hint. That's what it's the information that it's bringing in your email. And we also can delete fields right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete this prefix. It's going to ask me again to delete it just because it wants to make sure that you want to delete it. So you have to kind of hit it twice. Oops. Maybe. I don't know. You might have to leave that one in. That's a stupid one to leave in, though. Oh, there we go. Finally, there we go. So now we have a form, and it's just a default form. The only thing I did was just add a phone number, moved the first name up to the top, and over here you can see the properties. The field name, we can assign a value. Here's the label name. If you want a help text, which is actually just a placeholder, if I wanted to put a help text in there or say anything else, I could. You can mark whether it's required here. And I'm going to say it's required. And here's your hidden form to toggle whether it's hidden or not. You can see the eyeball comes on there. And when we use a hidden form, we're going to use those for like magic funnels. We would use a hidden form for, but we'll have to show that when it's all up and running full speed ahead in the new Mailingboss. There's plenty of training on that in the knowledge base in the old Mailingboss though. So don't let that stop you. Get familiar with the ideas and the terms and the way it works. And then moving into the new Mailingboss is going to really be a lot easier. And it shouldn't take them too long to get this up and running and just humming like crazy. So that's your forms. All right, let's go over here now. And we're going to also look at, let's see, I don't know what was on my list next. I think it was these are your pages and your email pages. This is where I was really struggling all morning. So we're not going to go in there and actually build them out in the new Mailingboss because it just won't let me right now. We'll do that but this is where you're going to find your subscribe form pages, your pending pages, subscription confirm pages, updating your profiles, all of these automatic pages and emails that get built in Mailingboss. But now we can find them all here very easily and we can customize them when we can customize them. Right now, we just can't seem to customize them. I can see. Because all it will let me do is update. So we'll come back to that though, I promise. Also up here on your list management, this menu up here, you're going to be able to find your subscribers. And on your subscribers here in in Mailingboss, you're going to be able to create a new subscriber just by clicking in here. And you can see from default form. Yeah, let's go ahead and use that. We're gonna, no, that's not the tag. That was for that's a tag I have on a calendar. So let's just, well, let's go ahead and add a tag to it. It doesn't matter. And then you put in the email here. Let's go ahead and put an email in. And a name. Let's see what that says. Oh, this is in my way. Can't see it. And so on the status, you can change the status of this. And since I'm manually adding this, I'm going to go ahead and confirm it. But you can also, as you can see, unconfirm somebody, unsubscribe somebody. You can blacklist somebody. You can mark it as unapproved, disabled, and moved. So however you want to add that, I'm going to add it as a confirmed right now, just because I want to be able to add this and send this to myself. And you can see that form, that entry popped up and populated right here in our list management area. It also tells me the source of the lead. It was added manually to the default form. There's no lead score yet, and when it was created. Also on this, I have to get a sip of something. You have some more buttons that we'll have to explore, or functions we can explore once we do the deep dive in a fully functional Mailingboss, and that's exporting your leads and actions. So actions include use from a text or use from a file. This is where you put in your from text. This is bulk action. And we also have more actions here that can be initiated, which means that I can use these actions to search for certain tags, which is a powerful use of tags, and move them from list to list, or delete them from a list, or delete them from one list and add them to another, or keep them in both lists. There's so much creativity and so much you can do with tags in the Builderall platform, and coupled with the new Mailingboss 5.0, it's really exciting. So that more of that will be coming. And we won't be also, you can also have segmentations, you know, you can create and segment this way as well, but I can't do that today. And last down here on this end is the notifications. Remember your notifications, you can set them here. You're gonna, do you want notifications if your lead subscribes? And where that notification is going to, who's going to get that notification? Here's one for unsubscribing and who's going to get that notification. Subscription confirm, get notified when somebody confirms their subscription. And this is notify subscription at Telegram. So if you're enabling Telegram in the list, you can do that there. So there's all kinds of ways to get notified when you're having people added or moved or unsubscribed from your lists. Lots of power in Mailingboss. Huge amounts of power. Oh, I'm trying to think of where all I am now. Okay, so we're at lists. Now, if we're going to go down here, and this is just getting through the dashboard, you guys, I know. All subscribers, we're going to pull up a subscriber list, and I just have one subscriber in this plural list, but that's okay. You can select it, and you can perform different functions, like you can get tags that you've added onto it when it was created, how many opens there are, how many sends there are, clicks, bounces. All of that information is readily available to you right in Mailingboss. It's so well organized now. I just love it. It's going to be really easier to find the information that you need to move to the next level. Now, okay, so we've talked a little bit about lists and subscribers. Let's move down here to I think we were trying to go to the, that's right, I was going from the home plate. Okay. I'm not going to be able to show you connect and verify your domain and send your email today. I spent most of the night trying. And we won't create a content template either because of that reason. Now let's take a look at campaigns. Here on the home page, we have create a campaign. And we're going to go to this button and say, that says see a list of sent campaigns. And you can see I'm trying to build some campaigns, had some success, but that was before they started uploading more stuff. And here on this field, you're going to be able to search again. You're going to be able to filter by list, which pulls up all of the lists that you have. You can filter it just for that list. You can filter by the sequence if you're looking for a specific sequence, or by a type, whether it's a regular email or message, an automated autoresponder email, or a automation. Now, what's the difference between those? A regular email is one that you're going to push that send button yourself. You're going to send it out as a regular campaign, and you're going to click the button and it's going to go out right then. Now, your autoresponder is going to come through Mailingboss, and you can set the time for it, this date and the time. And your automations are also other types of automations, whether it's auto, I'm not going to create one now though, because I don't have any. And you can also filter by the status, whatever, if you're looking for a campaign and well, I just did the rough draft of it. You can pull it up by the draft, whether it's paused, whether it's sent, whether it's in blocked, all of these statuses of that particular message, that particular email can be found here. So you can filter that way. Back to that page. See if it'll let me. Yeah. We also have down here the same fields. You can, this is your company name, a sequence name if you have it, the send or activate time, when it was last updated, and the type or status of this particular campaign. And over here in this drop-down menu, you'll also be able to see the overview, activate the campaign, save it as a template, duplicate it, and edit it. Let's see if let's go to the overview so you can see. And these are all new, brand new, so it's not going to have any data. But you have all of this information available there too, including your bounces, everything. And oh, let's go back to the home page. Lots to look at. Okay, to create the automation, you have to go to the workflow. So when you click on workflow, up here, you can create a workflow, but you can see I have one automation here that is connected for a 30-minute consultation. But we can create a workflow too. And when you create a workflow, you're going to just go through this wizard. And here it asks, how is this lead going to join the workflow? So we're going to answer that question. Are they going to, they're going to be subscribed, or let's see, yeah, let's just say they're subscribing into a list. So I'm going to create a new list. Let's say, I doubt this will work because I've been trying all day. Let's do. I've been making so many up, I don't know what names I've used. I'm gonna put something in there just to make it different. And then we'll make it a double opt-in, a single in, single opt-out. This is a test. And save it. you can say, pardon me, you can see we're told we created a new trigger on subscribed at the Tuesday Mailing Boss training list. So if somebody would opt into that list, it's going to trigger this action. So we're going to save it. And that brings us into the workflow. Once you're in the workflow, you can add more, you can add a tag. Let's go ahead and add a tag. Let's say, there it is. I'm going to add a tag, and we're going to add to this tag. Let's create a tag real quick and then save it. And you can see here on our workflow, we've added a tag. When somebody comes to this list, they're also getting this tag. And then we can keep adding actions. Maybe we want to send a campaign. Here, I would send automation campaigns. Let's see. Wasn't picking up my campaigns, but we'll try a new one. And of course, I'm just like making up words and inputs. Let's saved it successfully. What do you know? And here we have my name. We're going to use a sender email. Let's do Terry at Builderall Grandma. And we're going to use that same for the reply to email. So I'm going to copy and paste it here real quick. And we'll just save it and see if that happens. It's still, see, that's the error we're having. And they're working on it. So realize that this is the process that we're going to be going through anyway. And we'll come back and revisit it because it's a little bit different than it was in the old Mailing Boss. It's going to be so great though, you guys. It really is. So let me move on. I won't keep trying and bore you all. So let's go back to home. From home, you can also create your automations. That's where we just were. And you can create a custom block. But I don't have any custom blocks because it's not letting me create these. These are some of the situations that it's just not happening. Let's see. Now, some of the other things that I don't know that, what's the time getting to be? Oh, it's 1:30. It is getting up there. I'm going to pull up, I'm going to stop sharing here and see. Let's see if I can share make sure I've covered everything on my PowerPoint that I wanted to cover today. Find the right one. There we go. So, unfortunately, can't do a lot in the work. There's the domain page. We covered all of that. Forms. Am I going backwards? I don't think so. Maybe I am. Let's try not to go backwards. Now we covered settings. I just want to make sure that we covered everything that I want to do. Oh, okay, yes. Let's talk a little bit about sender emails because I want everybody to understand how important sender emails are. The sender emails are the verified email on your list. Each list has to have a verified sender email assigned to it. So when you automate those messages, it's coming from a very professional verified email and your messages. So that's what that's for. And you can create a new sender. We'll be going right here if you go to that pull down tab and create a new sender and then go through the process of verifying it. And let's see. So we went through all of those, create a subscriber list that we couldn't create an automation or a custom block. Now a subscriber list, I'm not going to take you into because I can't really show you these fields, some of these fields. A subscriber list Make sure a subscriber list is just a list of information submitted to the company in exchange for a benefit, service, or product. It always is going to include your email, but it could, and often, and I am getting into the habit of always making it a habit now of including a phone number when I can, because we're doing so much on phones, especially now with the new WhatsApp integrations and everything that we can do with in Telegram and everything. So you're going to connect and verify your domain and sending domains. The sender email is verified with the default email used to send automated messages and campaigns. So that's a very important step. We couldn't do a content template today. It's just not working, or a full campaign. But I do want to mention that a campaign is just a broadcast message. The campaign but it can be automated or non-automated. So just realize that, and it also includes your text messaging. You know, when you set up a message to go out via text on SMS or any of your services, then you're going to, that's considered a campaign too. Okay, creating an automation is all about creating a workflow. So that's another term you're going to hear. A workflow is a series of activities or tasks that need to be completed in order, sequentially, or at the same time to achieve a business outcome. That's technically what a workflow is. And with our Mailingboss workflow, I tell you, when they get everything tightened up in Mailingboss, it is going to kick butt. Yeah, I can say that. And again, we'll have to revisit creating a custom block. The custom block is a saved block that you can use and pull into your messaging that, you know, like, that you use over and over again. It might be your business address, or, you know, a specific, you know, image or business card or something like that. So you can save these custom blocks in Mailingboss that you're going to be using over and over again. Great time saver. I don't think I have too much more, but I don't want to scare you guys because it will go really long here. Now, and workflow, this is quite a list, and maybe this will be good for you to at least kind of adjust your sights on before we get into a Tuesday night training. In workflow, that series of activities that you can choose to do in our workflow in Mailingboss, you have so many different actions. Look at this list. It is amazing. These are all the things that you can do from the workflow and automate. You can add a lead score to, you can add a tag. These are to all of your entries in your list. You can copy to a list, copy to workflow. You can edit the subscriber right from workflow. You can send campaign. You can send an instant message. You can activate a webhook. We haven't even talked about webhooks. You can split up a flow right from your workspace in Mailingboss now. You can filter your lead score and click. You can activate a click link. You can automate subscribed at a specific list. We're going to cover all of these functions when it's up and working properly. But I want you to wrap your brain around it, that all of these automations are now going to be right there at your fingertips, and you can do it right in workflow and add them and work with it so much easier that way. You can start a workflow, stop a workflow, move a workflow, add a tag, remove a tag, you know, all of these functions. So that's really quite a list. I think we did cover this. These were all of the information that's on your list data, and you have the ability to edit it and delete and duplicate and all of that. I think I covered that. Same thing. I think I hit everything on the create list. Oh, not quite. You also, as you're creating the list, you'll be able to enable options, whether or not they're going to receive the automated welcome email, whether or not it requires approval. You can create field value tags and automate that. You can enable the CRM input there, and you can also enable the viral contest ranking list. with our new viral contest funnel. This is just one of my terms that I think is really important to remember. A subscribers list is a compiled list of information submitted to a company in exchange for a benefit, service, or product. It always includes a name and an email and or a phone number. Where did my... Oh, I think that's all the further I got before I ran out of Mailingboss. So I'm going to call my team in. I really wish it could have been a lot. I'm going to stop sharing. I really wish it could have been a lot more organized and more productive, because Mailingboss is so huge. It's so fantastic. It is so powerful, but there's still, you know, adjusting it and working it in there. Any questions, any comments? Is there anything? I feel bad that I couldn't give the whole.
I think that they're really excited. Really excited because Mailingboss is still really new, the new one. And I think they've been hesitant to go in. And now you've shown them that they can go in and they can play with some stuff. And it may not be completely ready because it's still in beta, but they can still go in and start looking at things and start setting up things and kind of get the lay of the land. And then as we get those added features in and the added functionality in, they'll be ready to go with all of it. So what I would do for sure with you guys is really encourage you to jump in there and click around. You don't have to be afraid of it. Just go in there and click around and find where everything's at, and just kind of play with a little bit, knowing that we're still in beta and we're still going to be adding functionality to it. But if you get in there now and get familiar with those menus and familiar where things are, then by the time we get everything added, you'll be ready to go. And it doesn't take long. Correct me if I'm wrong, Terry. It doesn't take long to get the layout of what's happening. And even if it's not necessarily working, it's very intuitive, much, much better than the old Mailingboss. So you can see pretty quickly if something's not working, because you can see that it's supposed to work like that. So you won't be kind of going in that roundabout circle going, is it me or is it the system? Is it me or is it the system? So I think for one thing, that is huge, because being intuitive and being able to click around and see how it's supposed to work, you guys will have such a good idea of what to do once everything is connected and ready to go. Now, we've all had a chance to play in it quite a bit, and we are thrilled that everything should be in place, hopefully by Monday of next week. And the goal is that maybe our first Tuesday night training will be a deeper dive into MB5. That's, I think, what we're going to call it.
Oh,
MB5.
that's absolutely. I like that.
And we'll jump into MB5 and see what we can do as far as teaching you some of those deeper, more complicated things, like setting up multiple tags and setting up full opt-in pages and lead magnet pages and getting them connected and getting everything set up so you can see how to really work that email system. But I think in general, everybody was really excited, Terry. And I think that they're just waiting for every piece to be connected so they can actually use it.
Yeah, you guys, don't let it scare you, really. I mean, I was so excited to be able to do this, but it you know, software is software, and it just takes, you know, it gets built when it gets built, and they are working furiously. You can't rush a prize gem like this. I mean, they are working furiously, so close, so close. And if you go in there, just start doing stuff, make it up, just make it up, delete it, start all over again. Because if you get a head start on knowing where those functions are, then it's going to be a breeze connecting it to Cheetah and everything else in the platform. I really, I know that when we get into our real immersive training with Mailingboss, you're going to be glad if you at least get in there and take a quick tour of that dashboard and all those fields I showed you today. Review those terms so you understand when somebody, if you're not familiar with it, maybe you're new to digital marketing. If you don't know what a campaign is or you know, a lead score is, you know, you can get lost and it can be intimidating. So review some of that material. Don't sweat it. Just get in there and play around with it. And I promise I'll come back on a Tuesday night, and I won't fight anybody else off for it. Maybe we'll just take rounds robins on. We all love Mailingboss, don't we?
Yeah, this one's a good one. Mailingboss is a fun one to get into because there's so much at the top level that's simple, like very simple to create a list and create an email sequence, connect it to a page, and you're off and running. Very simple to do. But then when you talk about the more complicated stuff, like getting into tags and setting up multiple sequences based on those tags and when they're coming in, where they're coming from, and all that good stuff, then you start to have some fun. So for people that like Rubik's Cubes and Tetris, Mailingboss is perfect because it's like putting a puzzle together to make it all work. But Terry, thank you so much. You've done such a great job of taking us through and just getting us acclimated to what's there in Mailingboss right now, so we can go and play in it and just kind of get ready for all these new functions that are going to be added to Mailingboss. And again, be looking for those somewhere around Monday of next week. And if they're all in place exactly like we hope, then we'll do a Tuesday night training and get you guys all up to speed on the new stuff inside of Mailingboss. Now, tomorrow we've got another big training coming up. And what was coming up tomorrow, you guys? What was that? You guys remember?
I can't remember whether it was Jean.
Jackie, what was it?
I think it is going to be Jean with the webinar.
That's
You're right. Ooh, that's a good one, you guys. Oh my gosh, because we've got so many different ways you can do our webinar platform. You can do it as a live to YouTube, as a live to Facebook. You can go evergreen. You can do one-on-one meetings. So if Terry was a prospect that I was wanting to talk to personally, I could set up a one-on-one meeting with her inside of our platform, our webinar platform. There's just so many things that we can do with that platform that's handy dandy. And definitely an add-on to, and I think one of the maybe redheaded stepchildren of the platform, because it's so awesome. I think they're a little bit intimidated getting into the webinar platform and working with it. So Gene's going to take that intimidation away. He's going to make it all just plain and simple for you tomorrow. And he's going to show you how to work that webinar system and how to set up your webinars so that you are ready to go. So I'm super duper duper excited about that one. Until then, you guys play in Mailingboss, play in Cheetah, play with all those things we've learned how to do yesterday and today. We'll see you tomorrow at the same exact time and in the same exact place. And until then, we'll see you all over the internet and have fun building something amazing with Builderall. Bye, you guys.
Bye, guys.